Okay, now for history, we're going to read a book called Explore Colonial Jamestown by Elaine Landau. Okay, first what I want you to do is turn to the table of contents, and we're going to read that together. Okay, the table of contents, the first on page 4 is a map of Jamestown, and then a letter called Dear Fellow Explorer on page 6. Chapter 1 is An Exciting Plan. Chapter 2, Setting Out. Chapter 3, A Poor Choice. Chapter 4, A Dream Gone Wrong. Chapter 5, Smith and Powhatan. Chapter 6, Changes at Jamestown. Chapter 7, The Starving Time. Chapter 8, Jamestown Still Remained. Chapter 9, Closing Time. Chapter 10, Heading Home. Chapter 11, Whatever Happened to, and then Farewell Fellow Explorer, Timeline, Words to Know, Further Reading, Websites, and Index. Okay, so turn to the next page, page 4 and 5, and let's look at the map. Okay, I want you first to notice all the way to the right on the bottom corner, it says Atlantic Ocean. Okay, you know that England is across the Atlantic Ocean. And you see where it says Smith's Island, that piece of land up there is called a peninsula. That is the eastern shore. Okay, and they came in to the Chesapeake Bay, and I want you to just notice the names of the rivers. Okay, there's the James River. Put your finger on that. Okay, and then in the James River, there's Jamestown, and then farther up the river is Henrico, and those are both British colonial settlements. Okay, the James River branches off up near Henrico to the Appomattox River. Okay, but before that it branches off to the Chickahominy River. Okay, and the next river up is the York River, which branches off to the Pamunkey River and the Mattaponi River. Okay, and then you go farther up Chesapeake Bay, then we have the Rappahannock River, and then go farther up the Chesapeake Bay, and we have the Potomac River. And the Potomac River is what Washington, D.C. is on, I think. I'm pretty sure. Okay. All right. Turn the page to page 6 and 7. And I want you to, before we start reading, I want you to take a good look at the pictures. I want you to look at the picture of Jamestown Fort, the settlement, and just think about just different things about it. What do you notice about it? What do you notice about the shape? What do you notice about the houses that are inside of it? What do you notice about the outside of it? What's on the outside? What is it near? What do you think it'd be like to live inside of there? Okay, now let's read the little cartoon. It says, Max, leave the TV here. The early settlers didn't have television. Boy, this is really going to be a trip back in time. Okay, dear fellow explorer, what if you could travel back in time? Would you want to visit an early American colony? You could see what life was like in a new land. Imagine being a settler in Jamestown, Virginia. That was the first permanent English colony in North America. Would you want to stay and help build the colony? Or would you play it safe and catch the next ship back to Britain? I am Elaine Landau, and this is my dog Max. Max and I are taking a trip back in time to Jamestown. Come along with us. There's a lot to see. Are you ready to start your journey? Just turn the page. Okay, now I want you, before we start reading this, I want you to take a look at the pictures on page 8 and 9. Okay, the picture of that man in the left bottom corner, that's King James I. And he encouraged his people to settle in North America. What do you notice about him? What do you notice about the clothes that he's wearing? What do you notice about his expression? Just think about the different things that you notice about him. All right, now let's read the cartoon. Do you think the Virginia Company will make a lot of money? Building a colony is hard work. Even the successful ones don't make a profit right away. All right. Now, at this point, if you would like, you can turn this off and read it to yourself, or you can read along with me. Okay. In the early 1600s, few Europeans had been to North America. However, they had heard exciting tales about the wild New World. Explorers described it as a rich paradise. Some English settlers had gone to North America in the late 1500s. Twice they tried to start a settlement on Roanoke Island. This is an island in the area we know today as North Carolina. Back then it was part of Virginia. Both attempts failed. So in 1600 there were still no English settlements in North America. People in England knew of the failed settlements, yet some still longed to cross the Atlantic. They wanted to go for different reasons. Religion was an important reason to go. The Church of England wanted to bring the Christian religion to the American Indians. Great Britain's King James I also wanted glory. Britain's rival, France and Spain, had settlements in North America. Britain's king wanted his share of this land. The hope of discovering great riches drew many others to the New World. Some dreamed of finding gold and jewels. Still others sought a quicker route to Asia for jewels, silks, and spices. Spices add a flavor to food. They also help to keep meat fresh. Was there a shorter way to reach Asia from Britain? Some hoped to find a sea route through North America. The Virginia Company of London dreamed of building a thriving colony in North America. There was money to be made across the sea. The company had received permission from King James I to start a settlement. By December 1606, the company was set to do exactly that. They had found a group of people that were ready to brave the Atlantic Ocean and 3 sturdy ships to take them to what was then called the New World.